Wait. Keep it like that. Keep it like that.
Hi, you guys. I am Challenge.
Accepted.
And right now, we are going to be doing a movie review on a movie that we watched a while ago. And with how late it was that day.
You can do it.
Yeah, so
This is the movie review for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Which is an awesome movie, by the way.
Based off of a book we all read in our childhood.
Yep.
Okay. So I like how right off the bat they have no problem just messing with you. There's that.
Yeah.
Sorry, it might take us a minute to remember everything, but what I really like actually is can we just skip ahead until after she finds the book?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I like is when the first Scary Story is being written, I like how they showed the transformation of the bully from the film when he starts turning into the Scarecrow while being pursued by the one that he had been literally just beating up for no reason, besides he's a punk. Yep. I just like that because it's just like you're watching him spit up and you're like, oh no, like it's what's happening, what's gonna come out of him, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I like that part, the way they just did it, the way he was coughing and hacking up. I just like that. Next thing you know, there's just a Scarecrow with his suit on, with his outfit.
Yep.
Like seriously, did that not scare the crap out of you? Like it didn't like necessarily scary, but it's like that thing you think it's psychologically like if that was happening to me right now, Jesus, like poor, like you actually feel bad for him.
Yeah.
For like half a second.
Hello, whoever is just now joining.
Hello.
Sorry you hear a bird in the background. She's angry.
Lay me.
And I don't know why.
You think you could like kind of tilt the screen up just a wee bit because it's there we go.
Anyways, what I liked about the movie.
Me. You want me to go fight that bird?
You can try to.
Okay, try to ignore her.
Is that at first when the girl she finds a book, is that she knows who's writing it, and how the bully gets payback for what he does to the Scarecrow and what he does to the kids. And then I can't remember what else.
Is it still about the Scarecrow part? Because I like how like his first instinct was to just stab at it. That's literally what we yell when we watch scary movies. We're like, stab it, you know? Don't run from it, stab it. He did that and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Let they get off?
No, I saw 2 on there. No, it's just one.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Hello.
Again. What was next?
Next was the Big Toe story.
Oh,
that one. Yeah, beautifully, kind of. That's like. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Ever since I saw it, I can't eat stuff that's soupy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this next story is towards what was his name?
Augie.
Oh. Well, it's about like someone's like Augie's eating soup, and all of a sudden like the story's writing itself, and he spits out like a human freaking toe, and everybody, you know, it's just like I was watching that, and it was just Why? Why the soup? Well, my only question also was if there's a random pot of soup in your fridge that your mom is saying that she didn't make, don't be like, well, someone had to make it.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. Just don't. So that was kind of his fault. And his friends were literally telling him, don't eat anything. There has to be a reason why they're telling you that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then what I like, there's a part when she's reading the story, he's saying, what's happening next? You know? And suddenly she goes, well, this and this and this. And then she said the name of the title of the thing, Who Took My Toe? And when she said it, her voice turned into the monster's voice. I liked that because it was just like, you know, I don't know why I like that transition. It was just she's saying it, and all of a sudden he hears the real monster going like that. You know, and it's just, why was her toe in the soup? What is wrong with her? Why?
I like how he hides under the bed and then he peeks up. Then he gets dragged back down, and the two friends come right. Well, I don't know if the guy is somewhat of a run, I guess.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say the way that scene carried out, I like how they kind of challenge your thinking in a way. Like first he hides under the bed, you're like, well, don't do that. That's scary movie number one. You just don't do that. You know.
Yeah.
But what I like is that we were expecting him to look out, and then the monster was supposed to come down and be like, bah! But it didn't. And then he looked at the top of the bed, and the monster wasn't even there because we saw it walk into the room. But what I like is when he looks up, that's where it is, and then it drags him back underneath instead of pulling out from under the bed. It dragged him backwards, like
towards the wall.
Like it was creative. It really reversed like your expectations about the movie. Like how was jump scare you expected, you know? It's like the scene in The Conjuring. An example, I'm gonna say. It's like the scene in The Conjuring when she's walking towards the closet, and all of a sudden you expect her to be in the closet, and she looks up, and there it is, sitting on top of it. Did not see that one coming. I love it so much. Or like when the train moves in The Messenger, you know?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen either of those movies, go watch them. They're good. But so I just like that because it just challenged what you were expecting for the jump scares, and this movie does that a lot. You know, so there's Augie's death, disappearance. Yeah. So who's next? What was the sister's name? Roxy?
Ruth?
Yeah. Right. She was next, right?
I think so. Yeah, because it's with where she's at the play.
Oh, okay.
So next is
Ruthie.
Chuck's sister, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Which her name is Ruthie. And so she goes to a play and she has like a big bump on her cheek.
You know, acne. She was all freaking out about it. Even at the start of the film when it started happening, she was just freaking out about it.
Yeah, and then as the story kept writing about her, something poked out from it.
Yeah, and it just kept getting bigger on her face. And she was like watching it, you know, and it's just like, damn, you know, like, jeez.
Yeah. I like how everyone from the school comes in to see what's going on.
Well, yeah, I like how she was alone in the bathroom, but when she went to touch it, it was that scene from the trailer where she went to touch it and it just moved like the hair, and you're like, that's not supposed to be moving.
Yeah.
But what I really like is just like it just burst open. There's a bunch of spiders coming out of her face. Like, first of all, why, you know? And how could you fit that many into that little thing? I know they're not real, but you know, it makes you wonder. Just like why, you know. And the story just kept writing, and they were running into that school. Everybody was looking at her, you know.
Yeah.
And I like how I almost said Augie. Chuck poured the water on her, and that kind of made it stop. So they saved her from dying, but she was covered in spider bites. Something she was complaining about earlier in the film when before they found the book. So I just really like that part because it's just, you know, they were able to save somebody. And it was just like that whole thing. You're just like, whoa, you know. You can see the side of her face a little bit, and it's just like, damn, you know, like poor girl. That book is messed up. Okay, who? Anything else you want to say about that?
No.
I just hate the school people's judgmental staring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like high school people suck. When you went to high school, it sucked. So who's next? Augie. Okay.
Chuck.
Yeah.
So the kids, they went into,
An insane asylum, basically. I think.
yeah, they were trying to get records of,
Sarah something. The woman who writes the story is named Sarah. And earlier Chuck had a dream about when he hid in a closet, he had a dream about like a lady on a bed in a red room. So when they're in the asylum, there's like a record player thing that they play, and they listen to her being tortured by her own brother to try to lie to cover up something that they did, which is why she was the center of the torment for the family in the first place, and therefore was sent to the asylum, And in the middle of her interrogation, her electrocution, she suddenly starts talking about the red room. I think that's the name, or the red box, red something.
Yeah.
Either way, it tied into the dream that his name's not Audrey, damn it. That Chuck had. And all of a sudden we start hearing it, we're like, oh no, because he separated himself from everybody else. Because the room that they went into was called the Red Room.
Yeah, and out of nowhere, he gets found by I think they're guards. Well, they're workers there, and
Those things were not workers.
the guys in the white suits. Yeah. I'm talking about the guys in the white suits.
You're supposed to laugh, butthead.
I am laughing.
Bullshit.
Anyways,
Nick.
he runs off. They chase him, and then he gets trapped in a different place of the hospital.
Like nobody's there, and all of a sudden, then guess what happens? The hallways turn red, which brings him back to that dream. This is one of my favorite things, is the way they executed this. We saw this like slow thing with long hair. It looked like an egg, like it looked like Humpty Dumpty trying to do drag, like. Sorry. And what I like is that most people would look at that scene and go, well, don't stand there and wait for it to walk towards you, run, which is what he did. But every single time he ran to a different corner, that same exact thing would appear where he was running. So it literally gave him no choice. All right. So I like that they like reverse your expectation on that too.
Yeah.
It was creative in that sense, because you will usually just think, let's run away from it. Don't just stand there and stare at it and let it come to you, like.
Mm-hmm.
But like it just kept appearing in all the hallways, and it was slow. That's what was driving me nuts. I was like just get him already, damn it, And then like I think the creepiest part about that whole scene was like the face he made right before like it absorbed him. Like, you remember that face he made? Like, it looked like, I don't know, like he got drunk or something. I don't know. It just wasn't right. And, like, all of a sudden, it just disappeared. Why? Like, so seriously, like, what did you think when you saw those things? Like, I said they were kind of adorable. When you think back, you're just kind of like, no, they weren't adorable at all, actually.
Yeah. And it made me somewhat cry a little bit.
Why?
I don't know.
Especially the sound, like, can they talk? Like, why is their face like that? They look like Momo, like, gained 2,000 pounds, Like,
yeah.
So I just, I like all that part, too, because just the asylum was awesome. That scene. And then the next story goes to, who is that kid?
Ramon?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Romeo.
Romeo, Romeo, where art thou?
Ramon is his name.
Yep. So they get arrested after that for some reason. Yeah. Oh, because they were in the asylum. So they end up at a police station, and the cop is not listening to a damn thing they say. Of course he doesn't. And he's opening the book, and it starts writing, and he's like, "What the?" You know. And then he's standing in front of a fireplace or whatever it is in there, and watching this like severed head and like the body pieces just falling down. And it's like putting itself together, and he's just standing there staring at it. That drove me nuts because like cops are always like the catalyst for like the downfall of some characters, you know.
Yeah.
But apparently this thing was like a part of a legend that Ramon heard growing up. So
Yeah.
like it was especially scary for him because he grew up fearing that very thing, and it's right there in front of him. What I like is how Stella, is that what her name was? Stella?
Yeah.
I like how she kind of became the heroine. She like grabbed the keys, opened the thing, you know, and was just kind of like, let's get out of here, you know. And then after that came one of the coolest scenes I thought was Mom's driving the car. He's going high speed. This thing lands on the roof and like gets in the front. And most people like would just keep driving and then like they'd stop the car and run. He rammed it into the back of another car to trap it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's how it's done, boy. Like, did you not think that was cool?
It was cool. I like how Stella started to read Sarah's story, the truth of it.
But she lived it technically. She was put in Sarah's place in the flashback. I like the detail that Ramon like found her glasses by the stairs, but they were really old. Kind of thing. That was a really cool connection. Sorry, go ahead.
And then after Stella reads Sarah's story, the thingy that Ramon was scared of just vanishes, and then
And it was like right here to it. Was like no. I was like no, no.
yeah, and so after that, I actually think it was this part that made me cry a bit. At the end, well, yeah, at the end, it shows Stella and Ramon, because Ramon is getting on a bus to.
No, you skipped over the most important part of the movie. With Sarah in the basement. That part made me really, really, really sad. Because we actually see Sarah in the basement, and she's going like, let me tell you a story. And first of all, I like that Stella was basically just like, no, let me tell you a story. You know?
Oh.
And then she started writing Sarah's real story inside of the novel, like inside the journal. And it was just like you could see just from the way Sarah reacted, which is just a huge scream that she finally got the closure. Her story was going to be told. And I thought it was beautiful the way they carried that out because this whole time we were just thinking, man, Sarah's a twisted, psychotic monster. She's just writing these stories to kill people because she thinks it's funny. That was her way of lashing out, you know, from what was happening to her. Like I said, like in the asylum, we heard her being tortured by her own brother in the asylum to lie for the family because I guess she had witnessed what really happened and all that, you know? And she had to take the fall for what had happened, which was her family killed a bunch of kids or something like that. And they accused her of it to cover it up. You know?
Yeah.
So she had a pretty dang bad life. You know, so I just like how Stella's telling her, like, you don't have to do this anymore. Like, I'm going to tell your story. You know, and I just like how she just, instead of being like, thank you, now that her face turned to normal and she's crying, she just went, ah, bam, just gone. You know, it was like a moment out of Family Guy. Kind of.
Yeah.
Where she just disappeared like that. But like I cried a little during that part because it's just like I don't know why I like felt so much towards what was going on. Like there was something there that you could relate to a certain degree, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did cry during that part. You just didn't see it. But yeah, that was like one of the most important parts of the movie because throughout the film you hear little hints of Stella thinking about becoming an author. So that was also a great connection there. And I've never really read the books, so I can't tell you what's different between the movie and the books. So I can't tell if any of this is from film original or story book, so
Yeah.
now you take it away. Sorry.
But yeah, after that entire part, Stella and Ramon's getting on the bus to, I think it was like serve his country.
Yeah, he was a Dodge driver. I thought honestly that when the cop was like going like, well, this and that, I thought he was just being racist, but he was dodging the draft. That's what it was. Sorry, go ahead. You're like, I hate you right now. You're like, I hate you.
And then Stella gives Ramon an envelope, and then they said that they'll write each other back and forth every day. And then he gets on the bus, and then the ending is with Stella, her dad, and Ruth, which they got Ruth out of the mental hospital.
No, she just went to the regular hospital. They just took her away in an ambulance in that scene. She didn't go to the asylum.
It told us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Oh, that real quick. That's a small thing I like is that Ruth was obsessed with her looks from the beginning of the film, and I like how she has this big scar on her face, and it doesn't seem to bother her a single bit.
Yeah. And then they all move away. All three of them are smiling because they're gonna find Augie and Chuck again.
Yeah, like she was saying, like maybe there's a way for the book to bring them back, And throughout the whole movie, my favorite part was that the ink was red, and I was like, that's gotta be blood, And I like the scene when she said, use your blood, and that's why when she started writing the story. And it was just like that small detail there too. I like that. It's like people open the book and they slide their finger over it, and it's like fresh blood just on the page. Because she didn't have ink because she was trapped in the basement or whatever the hell that was. There's just so much about this movie that, like, the way it was executed, I just loved it. Like, the transitions, like, all the scary parts, the stuff, the way your expectations for how you would survive a movie from the 80s is thrown out the window because they effectively stop you from being able to think that because you're like, oh, yes, do that. Oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you like about the movie, like, overall?
It was pretty cool. I liked how they had it where they trick the guy chasing them, and then them hiding in Ramon's car, and then they all became friends. Now that I think of it, I wonder if Stella and Ramon have something in common. Like,
yeah, the bully was talking about something. I didn't quite hear what he said, but yeah. But them two are gonna get together at some point.
Yeah, I hope they do. They look like a good couple.
Yeah. And it's just like one of those things, like, there's a lot of loss in it, and then it's, like, not sad loss, but, like, a loss, you're like, well, damn, he probably did. But I like how they doubled back on that. They're like, well, maybe there's a chance they can come back, but maybe not. And even if they don't, well, everybody's found their happy place, Even the one that caused all that trouble, she is now resting in peace, story-wise.
Yeah.
So overall, I give it like a 8.5 out of 10. Maybe no, just a 9.5 out of 10.
It was that good.
Oh yeah, and I'm one of those people. I don't look for what I don't like about the movie. I focus on the stuff I do like. That's why a lot of these reviews come out positive because I focus on what I do like, and there's more to like when you look for that than you would something you don't like. You know, people can point out, well, I hate this, it's the wrong color. But what about this? And what about this? And the way this happened. So that's just how I like to do it. And that movie had a lot of good stuff to look at, like from the monsters being able to escape after being trapped in a way that we would trap them, to like the way scenes transition, the jump scares and stuff were creative. So I'd say they did a pretty successful job on that one.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say, or?
I think we covered the entire thing.
Yeah. So that was kind of it. 9.5 out of 10 for the movie review, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And make sure you like, subscribe, leave as many comments as you possibly can if you want, because we love to read other people's thoughts in their comments. We love comments.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we will give you a shout out.
Oh yeah, we're planning to do that. Just give out shout outs to everyone who leaves comments, you know. Get the ball rolling. So anything else you want to say, or on to the next?
I think on to the next.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching this live review. Hope you all have a swell night. And this has been
Challenge.
Accept It. We will see you on the next video. Bye. I said bye.
Bye.
Tiny turtle.
Yeah.